We are so happy to host you tonight as a Turkish family and international family gathering with the beautiful topic. But first of all, let me just present these flowers from Baba's garden. We call
Thank
it
you.
Begonville. Baba says we are all flowers. And still, maybe we are on the way to become flowers. So tonight's topic is a beautiful topic, how we can give all our problems to Baba. But before that, let me have a very short introduction about you, whom you don't have your background. Sister Practibha, born in Zambia, Africa, and met with the Brahma Kumaris at a very, very young age. She has been with Baba, not easy to really believe it, but 49 years, right? 49 years with Baba. And she has, after completing her studies, joined the BK family and took training in India for a year. And she's based in Kenya at the moment and serving Africa and the world, of course. And she's a regional director. And also, in addition to that, she also has some very important responsibilities in United Nations, as I have seen, a permanent representative to United Nations Environmental Program, and also United Nations Economic Council for Africa. So we are so keen to hear this tonight's topic from you, and I'm sure we will all get a lot of benefits. So again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti from Nairobi. Special greetings from the family here. But interesting how science takes you from that part of the world to this part of the world. And so this morning I was in the UK, just arrived, and had the opportunity to meet the whole UK family and just arrive in Nairobi. And we have world family here too, because we're just starting an international Gujarati retreat. So many from Bharat, UK, and other parts of the world, which is very lovely. So I would say we are in the most auspicious confluence age. And here we are, again, in a tiny little confluence where we keep on meeting, whether it's centers or whether it's Zoom or whether it's Madhuban.
Sorry, very excuse to interrupt you, Practibha Bhen, but the translators kindly ask you to a little bit slower.
To slow down.
Yes,
Right.
and by the time, please, if you have any questions, put it in the chat, and at the end of our talk, we will have the chance to ask her. Thank you.
Sorry for the translators. I just came from an extremely English country, so you can imagine. Yes. So I was just mentioning that this time, the most auspicious confluence age is where we have the beauty of meeting one another. And whether it's Madhuban, whether it's your center, or whether it's somewhere else. And then, of course, now Zoom. So it's a lovely experience and feeling. But this evening's topic is, how do I give my problems away to God? Very first thing is, we have problems. We will have to accept that. Either it's my karmic accounts from many births, from the past, or either it's my old sanskaras. Whenever I come across these problems, first I have to be very honest with the self. Is it my old sanskaras which is popping up every now and then? Or is it my karmic account? If it is my old sanskaras, then I need to focus on my bhavna, my feelings of surrender. I come to Baba. I recognize Baba. And I forge a relationship. I come to Baba, one thing. Just coming to God doesn't mean that all problems are solved. Then I recognize God the way He is. Baba says there are many Baba's children who have come to Baba but not recognized God. So the way He is, who He is, I need to know Him. When I know Baba, I can then forge a relationship. It's interesting how Baba's given us such beautiful relationships, where sometimes he's a mother and a father, but sometimes he's a bridegroom and I'm the bride, or maybe a friend, a brother. I remember one time, many years back, we used to offer bhog to Baba every Thursday, but on all festivals also. And this was Rakhi festival. And we would put a Rakhi in the bhog tray and bhog. And Sister Vedanti, being the trance medium, would go into the subtle regions. And Baba gave such a beautiful message to the family, the children. Baba said, always remember this relationship, Baba being your brother. And you would say, Baba Bhaiya Sada Saath Rehna. Baba, being my brother, please stay with me constantly as a companion. So God is my father, mother, friend, bridegroom. I'm the bride. But I don't think we use the relationship with God of brother so much. And if we forge these relationships with God, He would come and help me, or I would give all my problems to God with this relationship. So that is my karmic accounts. This is my old sanskaras, as I mentioned earlier. old sanskaras, please correct that. Now I go to my karmic accounts. I do not remember what I did, when I did, and who did I do it with. I don't need to go in those details. But I know because it has come to me, I have accumulated it. So very, very first thing, how do I reduce my problems is acceptance. I must accept. This is my karmic account and not anybody else. So one is acceptance, but the other one is ownership. I must take the ownership. I can't put it on anybody else because of this one, because of that one, because of this circumstances. No. I must take the ownership. It is me. So, responsibility of me. I am responsible. So next, what do I do is I actually create a consciousness. So that was forging a relationship with Baba. And now I transform my consciousness according to my needs. So I am child of God. That's absolute consciousness, because we call it soul consciousness. The moment I become soul conscious, I can then use the yukti, the texts Baba's given us. In Sakar Murli and also in some of the Avyat Murlis, Baba has given us many tactful things. So one is the consciousness of the master and the child. Not that Baba being the master and I'm the child, no. I am the child and I am the master. In Hindi, Baba uses the word Balak so Malik and Malik so Balak. Sometimes I need to play the role of a child. And sometimes I need to become the master. So when I have that consciousness of I'm a child and I'm the master. So whenever I have any problems, and when I want to deal with these problems, either I become the master and either I become the child. Do I have that practice in my regular day-to-day life, in my efforts and the confluence age? So you can't just be a master and focus and carry on, because master means responsibility. Child means innocence. So sometimes I'm responsible and sometimes I'm innocent. And so that helps me to let go my problems or give it to Baba. And Baba will sort it out and Baba will deal with it. The other consciousness I need is Haji, Ji Haan. Yes, Master. In other words, I am obedient. Obedience is very important. Haji ji has. Whatever Baba says, I cannot question in it. I cannot doubt in it. But Haji Jihan, you must have heard about this experience that one of our sisters in the Yagya, this is like when Sakar Baba and Mama were in physical body and in Madhuban. So this young sister who was only 15-year-old, and she was so excited that she wanted to surrender. And so she was in Madhuban with Sakar Baba. She was only 15. Of course, she wasn't surrender, but she thought she was. So Baba was wanting to define what surrender means. And so this sister was spending some time with Baba. And every evening in Pandu Bhavan, Baba would go for a walk, seeing the rooms outside, how clean and how neat they are. Is everybody sleeping? Are they on time? All these details. So Baba would walk. So this young sister was also with Baba. And Mama was also there. And they were having a walk. Baba turned to that young sister and said, child, just push this little bed under the big bed. Just push it in. And what she said was, Baba, I can already see that this little bed is not going to fit into under the big bed. I can see that. Baba didn't say anything. Baba kept quiet and he carried on walking. The sister walked and then Mama walked. When they all went to their rooms, Mama sent someone to call the sister. When she went to Mama, Mama said, child, today you failed. She says, Mama, what did I do that I'm failed? So remember when Baba told you to push that little bed under the big bed? If you, a 15-year-old, could see and make it out that you cannot push under the big bed, you think Baba, 90-year-old, wouldn't make it out? Baba could definitely make it out. He's such an experienced soul. But Baba was testing you. How much surrender intellect you are. And so you failed. Mama absolutely said you failed because you were confronting Baba's suggestion or idea or request. So when I hear this, when I came to Baba as a young age, I also had a lot of, independence of the mind. And I wanted to do what I want to do, or I want to say. Nobody can control me. But here we're not talking about controlling. Baba is talking about discipline. It's discipline. Is my mind and intellect obeying? Is it disciplined and surrender? Humble? When I practice this, Haji Jiha, I would be ready to give away the problems. So one, remember, I won't have any problems with this quality. The problems will bypass. But because they're karmic accounts, they will pop up. I haven't accumulated or created these problems now. After coming to Baba, after surrendering my intellect to Baba by saying, Haji, yes, Master, but it's my karmic accounts. And so I have to deal with my karmic accounts too. So my mistakes, my ego, my old sanskaras, I deal with it differently. But my karmic accounts, this is not a theory. It is my practical experience. Wherever I offered my mind and intellect to Baba or my seniors, and they used it, it was so beneficial. And otherwise, Haji Jihan, and my karmic account would reduce so much. If it is 100%, I can become the child and the master, Haji, and you will see it will reduce to the lowest level. And so I don't have to pay for my karmic accounts 100%, but maybe 0.1%. So you can imagine the reduction. It's such a lovely reduction. And my problems will become tiny. As Baba says, you go beyond everything and you see your problems from up above. They are so tiny. They're not huge. They're not scary. But we just sort it out. So when I use this yukti, how to give my problems away to God, everything becomes so light around me. And my presence anywhere would also become very light. It's not always your problems. Sometimes it's the problems of the administration of the center, which you are instrument of. Sometimes it's the issues or the problems of the students. So I need to solve them. I need to take care of them. So just recently I was in the UK and I was visiting one mother's house, a young mother. And when she was taking me home, she was so sweet. She says, you know, my husband can be insultive. He can insult you. He can be maybe sometimes rude, sometimes ignore you, and he can do all sorts of things. So she was very worried. She says, Ben, I just want to tell you that he can do anything. I said, don't worry. Just leave that problem on me. It's not your problem, but let's solve it with Baba. So I created a consciousness of me being a soul. So if someone insults you or ignore you or confront you, if you are sorting it out, then you'll be hurt, 100% hurt. But if you go through Baba, and Baba is going to sort it out, Baba will touch the intellect in a very pure manner. So when I arrived, all the family members of that mother came down And they greeted me so nicely, even her husband and even the children, you know. And then we all sat down. Until I was there, we were together. Sometimes I was chatting with her husband, sometimes the son, sometimes the daughter. And there Baba says, check the nerve. Check the nerve and offer them what they need. If they need respect and you tell them about something else, or if they need love and you tell them about being peaceful, it won't work. So check the nerves. What does this soul need? How will you know what that soul needs? The more lighter my mind and intellect is, the more clear my mind is. And when it becomes clean and clear, I can sort it out very nicely. I don't have to work hard on it. And Baba will then use this instrument to take care of those souls. And you will know what they need. So sometimes it's very mundane. Sometimes you just ask the health. How is your health? Hope you're okay. How is the work? What is it like? You know, very basic, mundane things in a form of care. If it is a child, you would ask how your school is, how is your studies, can you concentrate, things like that. And so what happens is that I become very tactful and then communicate with that souls. This mother then wrote to me when I left that you've left such powerful vibrations in my house that I feel uplifted. I'm not worried. When you have problems and when you're worried, the situation pulls you down. So you also become so low in spirit that you don't know how to recharge or how to, create that environment. But otherwise, I get that help from God, from Baba. And so I forged this relationship with God, being I'm the child, and then my mind and intellect becomes very clear and clean. And Baba touches me. Baba touches me to what to say to them, or what to do, and how to do, and indirect service is there. But if you impose that you have to listen to knowledge, I mean, even in our retreat now, one sister who is a Sentanivasi, but she wanted to come for the retreat, so I met her in London. And I just very casually asked, have you got any roots in Africa? And she says, not me, but my parents were there. They were born there. So we were chatting. And she says, my mother is from there, but she's never, ever been to Africa. I said, then why don't you invite her to the retreat? What you're coming for? Oh, no, she's not in knowledge. She won't know anything. This is where we sometimes underline. We define Baba's child or Brahmin, and we say, because you've heard knowledge and you know her knowledge, that's it. Or sometimes we say, because you forge a relationship with God, that's it. No. Maybe sometimes the ground is ready and I just need to sow in the seeds and it will start growing and they will definitely become Babas. We don't know that. So I told her, I said, please bring your mother also. Take her to her land, Africa, and she would love it, Even if she's not in knowledge, that's fine. Don't worry. Maybe she'll come in knowledge when she comes in this company. And she felt so convinced that she straight away started working with her mother's booking and everything. And they've already been here 4 days now, 3 or 4 days. And I told this sister, if your mother doesn't want to come to class or she doesn't want to come to yoga, that's fine. Not necessary, everybody has to do it. Everybody's contribution is different. And so that was a very tiny problem, but very important. And when I said, let the mother be free, that mother is part of the Brahmin system. She's coming to yoga, she's wearing the uniform, she's coming to Murli class and everything. So what is the title of a Brahma Kumar Kumari? Is it that you just put a teacher's badge and you are a teacher? Is it that you'll be in morning class only, then you are a teacher or a Brahma Kumar Kumari? No. Here, I adjust in any situation. I've known so many Brahmins who became Brahmin here. We just accept them the way they are, and we accept them and they accept us. And when they accept us, they become Pakababa's children. You see? So there are different ways of creating children. There's different ways of solving problems. So I bring Baba in my life and offer all these situations to Baba, and Baba will sort it out. So we talked about the old sanskaras, and we talked about the karmic accounts. And the third one is, whenever I have a problem, Baba has mentioned, bigger the problems, higher the status. When I want a high status, I don't work on the status. I sort my problems out. Accept the problems. So when I have huge exams in life or have huge problems in life, just be happy. Problems will only come to those who have a very high status. You don't work on the status, you sort it out and offer yourself, and your status will automatically be created. So if you have problem of you can't speak and share knowledge, use another tool. Baba's given us so many tools: body, mind, wealth, relationship, time, words, and sometimes yoga power. And so I don't get stuck in one system only, that if you can conduct a seminar or give a talk or give a class on Zoom, then only you are serving. And then only you accumulate the fortune of higher status, not necessarily. Whatever service I do, I consider that to be God's instrument. And God has given me this instrument, and I work with that. And it's so beautiful that my account of my fortune is ticking, automatically ticking. I don't have to see someone, or I don't have to see someone's account of fortune, but I just offer. And so that is, accepting any problems or exams as a stepping stone. I step on it and I go a little bit beyond the next stepping stone, and I am really going higher. That is my status. So it's a lovely feeling, but overall, in Hindi, Baba said, Nishchay Buddhi Vijayanti. Those who have a faithful intellect, faith in the intellect, then victory is your birthright. So I should check overall whatever details we heard. Do I have faith in my intellect? I'm just doing it because this role model person is doing it, or because I have the opportunity, or, because I have to do it. What is my feeling towards that? So if I have the feeling that I want to do it because bigger the exams, higher the status. So I want to take myself through those exams and prove with myself, not anybody else, that your status is destined. It's there. I don't have to struggle for it. I don't have to create a tug of war in it that let me pull from this one and let me pull from that one. No, my fortune is fixed there somewhere. And that fortune is making me make efforts. But what I need to make efforts towards is faithful intellect, Nishchay Buddhi. And victory is my birthright. Is that clear? So I'm going to stop there and open up with question answers. Is like a little game or a toy I am playing with. Even the highest situation of problem can be reduced to the lowest, smallest, and then you can solve it very nicely, easily. When someone is angry, you still feel it's love. When I am angry to someone, check. What is your bhavna? What is your feelings? Feelings of love and respect. That's why you're a little bit angry with them, because you want them to make efforts or get better or take benefits, or you're angry. I remember many years back, there was this one family from Nairobi, husband, wife, and 3 children. They were hand to mouth type of people, all professionals. Children were young. Hand to mouth means, they can't keep on going to Madhuban every now and then. They made a lot of efforts, 5 of them, to get the money for the ticket and go to Madhuban. I was in Madhuban. So because it was their first time, that time Baba used to come in Om Shanti Bhavan. So because I was there and I know their situation, I sat with them in the morning. That time there was no such official classes for the first timers or anything. So I was sitting them and I was explaining how to take the most benefit from Avyak Bap Dada's meeting. And so they were very excited, so happy. I told them, don't go in the village, don't go shopping, don't do anything. Just be with Baba from morning. Create that state of mind or consciousness and be ready for Avyak Bap Dada. And that time Bap Dada used to speak to individuals and groups and give toli and all that. So take the most out of it. They said, yes, 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 And guess what? I was waiting in the hall that if they come, I can show them a good place to sit. I didn't see them. If you remember, we used to go to the hall 4 o'clock in the afternoon and wait there, reserve a seat somewhere nearer. There's 5 of them, none of them came. And I waited and waited. Now I was becoming little irritating that when I guided them so much, why they didn't come? There was now anger. It was like making me so impatient. So when I went out and I was waiting for them, it was nearly 6:30. Dadi Gulsar would come anytime on the stage, So when I went there, 6:15, 6:30, they were running, coming to the class. And they were all in colored clothes, all multicolored clothes. Shawl was brown and I don't know what. So I said, what are you all doing? And I was angry, honestly. I said, I told you that in the afternoon, rest well, be fresh, have a nice shower, and wear your uniform and come into Om Shanti Bhavan in advance so you can book your place. And here you are running around in colored clothes. And so they are replying back to me saying, oh, we saw a lot of people who walk around in colored clothes. So we decided not to wear the white ones. I said, what? They saw others moving. I said, they don't have the luxury or that, facility. They're poor people. They don't have that they can buy white clothes. You come to Nairobi class every day in white clothes. So why are you not wearing it today in front of Bap Dada? Anyway, they say, okay, we go and change. I said, oh, go and change means half the Murli will finish there. Just come and sit now. So they all sat. Oh, my mental stage was so tired. I just quickly had a deep breath and just left them what they were doing. And I, sat down in front of, Bap Dada's Murli. And I don't remember what Murli Baba gave us that time. But after the Murli, these people were so happy that even today, the whole family is very dedicated and serving Baba in their own capacity. So when I was angry, I was so angry that when they went in front of Bap Dada, they would be disturbed. They would be upset. Nothing like that. They were so happy. So I checked and I said, where did that anger come from? Was it the soul, but only my heart? That anger was out of love. And when it comes out of love, that you want your student to fully benefit, they've come with a lot of efforts, then it will only work that way. But that doesn't mean that I start being angry every time. And then I say, oh, it was out of love. No, this happened, fine. Now, one, I will learn a lesson from there. I will not repeat that same mistake of being angry. And two, I should inspire them in such a manner, that's my responsibility, that, they practically do something correct, what they're supposed to. According to Brahmin, of course, that was correct, isn't it? To come in front of the Brahmin uniform. But it's okay. The underline is my anger was out of love from the heart, not from the self inside. So it worked in a positive manner. But sometimes it can even work negatively. When somebody can go away, leave Baba, and the burden can come on us. So if we can work with love, that's the best. The same applies from the other side. If somebody is angry with you, you just become detached and loving. Detach, don't involve in them. It's like watching a movie or a program where somebody is so angry and they're fighting and shouting, but for you, it's always entertainment. Whether it's sorrow or love, support, entertainment, everything is just entertainment. So don't get involved, but just be detached and loving. Yes.
Sorry, it was some technical issue on my computer, so I just switched it off and opened my tablet. Sorry for the
No
inconvenience.
problem. That happens. Not to worry.
And there's one question I have seen in the chat. What happens when I give one problem to Baba? Sorry. Sorry. But it continues. So it's part of drama, nothing for doing. Was it clear? So I can just read.
The last bit I could hear.
Yeah, Baba, what happens when I give one problem to Baba, but it continues, so it's part of the drama and nothing that I can do for it? She's asking.
Yeah. If that problem is in my old sanskaras, you can do something, change your sanskaras. But if it is coming from my karmic accounts, the best I can do is yoga and just leave it. Don't go into the details of why, what, how, and who, and where, but just have yoga. And you will see when that problem goes, we don't even notice. Yeah.
Practibha Bhen, I was just wondering, you said that the problems would come to the ones who has a high status. How can we keep that status or create it?
By accepting the problem. If you reject and react, then you are destroying your status. But if you accept, so half your problems are gone and half your fortune is made, the status is made. And then for half I need to make efforts and it will work.
Thank you so much. Sorry for my cough. I had a flu and it sometimes comes back. I have to give it to the Baba as well as my problem. So I don't see any more questions, but let me ask to the participants. Do you have any more questions to?
I put something in the box, but it went to probably not to you.
Just speak, brother.
Yeah, please.
Josh, just speak it out.
I will. Dear Practibha, the question is that you spoke in the beginning of being confronting nature, confronting sanskars. Question to you. Being confronting in a situation. From time to time, it's experienced as not being respectful. And in other situations, it is accepted as just a way to communicate. Can we say that confronting the situation, can we consider that negative?
No. Not always negative. Sometimes it's communication, but it looks like a confrontation. But you have to judge what is your consciousness when you are confronting. Is it that you are having a tug of war with yourself and others? Or is it that you've got a very clean heart and you're just trying to bring your point right in front of the others? So if it is a clean and clear heart, then maybe it looks confronting, but it's just communication, yes.
Thank you. So it's feeling the pulse and like that.
Yes.
Thank you.
We've got 3 minutes. Can we have yoga a little bit?
Yes, yes, definitely. Would you like to make a commentary or just silence?
Whatever you say.
Well, we would appreciate, I think, your commentary. That would be wonderful.
All right.
Okay,
So we
thank
can
you
turn
so
off the
much.
mics now. We can turn off the mics now, so there's no.
Yes, 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 of course. Sorry, we cannot hear Practibha Bhen. And also, technical team, may I ask some very soft music, please? Can you speak? I think you just unmute everyone.
Everyone, but I have
Okay,
unmuted my.
now we can hear.
All right, okay. So let's have some soft music. Sit up straight. And let go of the limited identity of who I am. I am a spiritual being, a soul. Child of God, sitting under his canopy. The wind, the storm, the heat, the hurt, dust of the old world is there. The problems, the situations, the karmic bondages are there. But in spite of that, I am safe. I have the consciousness of a child and a master. I am God's child, and God the Supreme is my Father, Baba. But I am a child with a clean and pure heart, innocence. But with all the knowledge from the ocean of knowledge, I become the embodiment. And once I become the embodiment of knowledge, I am the master. I work through my wisdom my maturity. So I have a balance. I work with my good wishes and pure feelings. But I also work with my detached observer and love. Detached and loving. So I'm protected by Baba. I'm light and might. I accumulate that. I connect with Baba, and I then use it for my situations and problems. I'm so light and bright that I see everything very clear through my unlimited eyes, mind's eye. And I might, power, all the powers accumulated in the self, I like to use. So one, whatever problems I have, I put it right in front of Baba, and Baba gives me the ability to use that particular power to overcome that problem. And so I'm free from all the problems, and flying as high as I want. The more I fly higher, the smaller the problems, the larger the problems, the higher the status. And so I have a balance there too. I'm a free bird. When I fly, others follow me. I have the opportunity to be an inspiration to other souls. This helps me to create a new relationship, new consciousness, and a new world. Thank you.